Welcome to the next episode of WaterparkRangers Let's Play Wind Waker. Last episode, we went through a few islands, heading west, back towards Outset, and we got quite a few things. We got 2 more pieces of heart from Angular Isles, and at 2-Eye Reef, we defeated a 4-Eye Octo to get the double magic upgrade that basically lets us have that huge magic meter. We are now at Headstone Island, which is just one island to the right of Outset. But before heading on to Outset, there are a few things to get done here. First off, use a highway pair and fly up to the highest point on this large rock, because there's a great prize up there. Very strange, I wouldn't have known without a guide, or would I? Anyway, it is a piece of heart, and that's fantastic, because we really only need 1 more and then we can have 9 hearts, which is fantastic for this point in the game. You can actually, if you're really trying to get everything you can as early as possible, you can have like 13 hearts before the 3rd dungeon of this game, which is complete overkill. Already 9 is pretty crazy. Usually the expected amount is more like 5 or 6 by that point. But we're going to have 9, so that's pretty nice. Who knows, we might even get more pieces of heart before then. But anyway, I'm just getting this island charted, and before we move on to Outset, there is one more thing you can do in this quadrant. There's a submarine to get, so it has another prize. And it's basically located on the north part of this quadrant, north of Headstone Island. So I'm going to head to us getting there, sailing towards the submarine. See you in a few seconds. Or more like 1 second. Anyway, we are here at the submarine on Headstone Island. This one's very different, because instead of just walking on the edge, you immediately fall into this trap that you can't escape unless you defeat all the enemies. These are very uncommon enemies called bomb shoes. Now, they might look like normal rats, but they have special coloration that makes them look more like Pokemon, actually. And the boomerang is absolutely the best item for defeating them. Just target them and mash with the boomerang. It takes 1 hit to defeat each of them, but this place is loaded with them. What bomb shoes love to do is grab bombs and just throw them all over the place. So it's really dangerous, so just keep moving, targeting, and slicing away with your boomerang, and you can defeat all of them. And I think, yeah, they sometimes love to take money, too. Is that all of them? Yeah! Wow, that was really quick. The boomerang is just absolutely the best item for fighting them. It's really a useful combat item in this game, so that out of the way, let's just take that ladder and take what's ours. The treasure. That's probably just a treasure chart. I say just a treasure chart. I don't know, treasure charts are never really... I'm never too enthused by them, because it's pretty much just the promise of a treasure. It's not actually treasure itself, but, you know, whatever. At least it's a sign that we're going to get more treasure in the future, so I guess you can look at it that way. As you can tell, I am totally obsessed with treasure. Anyway, from here, we will crawl out of here and not wonder about why bomb flowers are just growing on the floor randomly. And I guess at this point, there's really nothing left in this quadrant for us to do. So, I'm just going to get back on the King of Red Lions and head on to Outset in that way direction. It's that island. I'll cut ahead. Okay, we're finally at Outset. Just opening our treasure chart here. Oh, I know what island that is. You'll see what I'm talking about later. So we're just going to sail up to this island, and from here, we can finally continue on with the story, because now we have the bombs and we brought them to the Outset Island to try and do whatever the pirates failed to do when they came here to look for Jaboon.
Have you noticed, Jack? Morning has not broken since we arrived at Greyfish Isle, the land that was so ravaged by monsters. It is as if time itself is frozen. Perhaps this is the curse that Faloo spoke of. Whatever the reason, if this night does not end, then we need not worry about the pirates overtaking us. In fact, it might not be a bad idea for you to visit your hometown and family again after such a long time away. We can speak with Jaboon after you do.
Well, I like that idea. But I have other plans at the moment. Although it's great to catch up with family and stuff, there is a place that's pretty important to visit at this point, because it has such a useful upgrade. You might have noticed that with our 1,000 rupee wallet, we filled it up actually really quickly. Might as well just grab all the jelly here. Can't hurt. There's something awesome about getting all these spoils. But it can't hurt to have a lot more money. So, how are we going to do that? Well, we'll find out. It basically involves just retracing some old steps. You might have noticed that now choo-choos are appearing here at night. It's possible that they always appear here at night in the game, but you can't tell because the first time you play, and you just start up a file, you can only see Outset during the day. But yes, choo-choos do appear here at night, in particular places, just red and green ones. They're very easy to defeat. No duh. Yes, it's actually probably a good idea to bring bait for what we're gonna do, because there are other enemies that will start to appear here at night in a certain place past that line of trees. You can probably guess what they are. I'm not looking forward to this, so let's just run past them and get it over with. And yes, I have to cut down every tree because I'm a perfectionist. Okay, yep, here they are! Ah, I hate these things! Here, have some bait, leave me alone! So yeah, those things will appear here in the little, the route to the top of the island at night. They don't tend to chase you if you run past them, but sometimes they can be completely annoying and just pursue you to no end. So the wind is already blowing to the west, so it can take us across this gap where the bridge used to be, and into the forest that we saved Tetra from the beginning of the game. Stuff in the forest has also gotten a bit more vicious. To defeat a particular enemy up ahead, I'm going to do a little bit of a trick by throwing a bomb over the edge. You'll see what it is. A Mothula. Yeah, we're not going to fight it. So yeah, that's a cheap way of doing it, and it is a very appreciated way. Also, now if you try to crawl through that log to get the red rupee, there are going to be morphs in there to slow you down, which is a really annoying little trap, because then they'll hold on to you after you get out. But fortunately, we got the red rupee early, so we don't need to worry about that. And you can't really lift that rock, but they give you an option to try. So the bomb has opened up a little passage in the ground, and inside this passage, there's a fantastic prize, a fairy fountain. And as you probably guessed from me kind of spoiler hinting at it earlier, you get another money upgrade from this one. This is fantastically useful, because I think it lets you carry 5 times the amount that we can currently carry. That's a massive amount of rupees, but it can still fill up pretty quickly. You'd be surprised just how quickly the wallet fills up in this game. Yeah, this is probably one of the Zelda series' largest wallets. The only ones that can probably surpass it are Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, in which I believe you can hold 9,999. But yeah, that's pretty fantastic. 5,000 rupees. In Twilight Princess, you can only hold, I think, 1,000 at best, and I think most people don't even get that wallet upgrade. I know I don't, because I'm just lazy when playing the game. I probably have it by now, because my Twilight Princess file has so many hours in it, and I'm pretty sure it's 100% complete. So yes, I highly recommend that you catch a fairy in the bottle here. Not to use on yourself, though, so just keep that in mind. From here, I'm probably going to try and equip something else to Y, X, and Z, just so I don't use that fairy by accident, because that would be quite annoying. And now you'll see what else we have to deal with. There are moblins in the woods, and they're also annoying, but fortunately, I love my cheap little bomb trick. Hopefully it'll do something useful. No, it missed. Whatever. Okay, so we got 2 moblins to deal with. Not that we couldn't handle them before. Though lantern moblins that hold those lanterns are grayish in color, not that that really matters. The thing that's interesting about them is that they just have one extra attack, which is just throwing the lantern at you, and it can cause minor burn damage. Everything about them is just, like, standard as far as moblins go. So I guess, yes, lantern moblins are slightly more difficult to defeat than the blue variety. It's the smallest difference in the world, but it is a difference, and I'm pointing it out. And did you see I actually used the shield right there? The shield is just, like, it's one of those items you hardly ever have to use it, just because there's no reason to. And yes, the boomerang also works wonders on moblins for getting them to drop their guard, because they can usually just be very persistent in blocking all your hits with that spear. Sometimes they can even block your spear, which sucks. So they can block your attacks. Green bokoblins are also known to do so with their little wooden shield. And on rare occasions, green bokoblins can also block your boomerang. But yeah, so that's the lowdown for now on those combat-based enemies. I guess they're kind of like the fighting types of the game. And anyway, from here, we're just going to exit the forest and then catch up on our family, like the King of Red Lions offered. So, see you next episode.